And welcome back to Bitcoin Advisors channel. My name is Chris, bringing it to you here from Westlake Village, California. Another bright, beautiful, sunny morning. And yes, today's the end of Q4. Crisis is averted. Everything is fine. Don't worry. We're going to bail out the depositors. That's the answer. And no, I'm just kidding here. So again, kind of the X factor we've been talking about is if there's going to be a bond crisis coupled with a recession. How do we get a recession? You need 2 negative quarters of GDP and stock market down 20%. So let's kind of check off the box there, starting off with NASDAQ, looking bullish here, heading up to our upside target at 13,247. And are we down 20% from the highs, though? That is the question. Down 21% still. S&P is going to be down, it looks like more than 20%. No, 14%. Looks can be deceiving. That's what they say. Don't judge the book by its cover. And the Dow Jones only up down 9%. So, crisis averted so far. What else I wanted to bring up? Well, I got this up here today, and here's what's kind of goosing the odds for a little bit of a Friday rally going into the close here. And we will be covering kind of a macro outlook on Monday since the month is closing today. Earliest I'll get that video out to you is going to be Monday, but we have some fairly, not only is it the monthly closure, it's the quarterly closure. So a lot of the higher term timeframes are going to set the tone for the next 3 to 6 months. So it'd be important to catch up on Monday. But look what happened today. Personal spending lower than expected. The PCE price index lower than expected. And the important ones right here, personal spending and core PCE at 0.3%, so lower than expected. That is bearish for the dollar. And then you got core PCE price index year over year, lower than expected, lower than 4.7%. Later today, we're going to get the Michigan consumer sentiment. Actually, that should be coming out here right now. And 5-year inflation expectations, This is the one to keep the eye on, is the consumer sentiment. How are the consumers feeling right now? So far, so good. And then yesterday, we had the Q4 numbers come out for GDP. So that is Q4 2022 and lower than expected. Initial jobless claims yesterday also lower than expected. So all bearish for the dollar, kind of setting the tone. Hey, the Fed is doing their job despite the banks failing and letting them fail because they knew they had all these bad bonds on their books. So important closure on the weekly. Let's just check out some of these. For the stock market, because again, Bitcoin's probably going to do whatever stocks do here. We are crossing up from a low level. You can see the last few crosses up. The last few crosses up from this low region resulted in a nice little bounce on the Dow Jones. That's for sure. 13% there. We had a 21% bounce there. And so if we take the average here, 10% back to the top side of the range. In fact, this did confirm. I would be willing to bet some. Nope. We're looking for divergences here. Divergences coming back from this pivot right here. So you can see from this pivot here, we've got a lower low in price. This is a lower low here. And you've got a higher low. So that would be more of the phantom divergence there, higher low. And will be confirmed today if we close anywhere here or higher. I would say it was confirmed last week. And one drive of divergence, doesn't really, especially a phantom drive, but where could you expect a target? Maybe up to the mid-range at 33,636. Let's check out NASDAQ on the weekly time frame, looking bullish there. However, volatility is about to decline. The moving average is coming down, so perhaps going to lose some gas here. And I do not think the pain is over for the stock market. But getting back into Bitcoin, what we're all here for, let's start it out on the 4-hour time frame, which we did discuss yesterday. Saying very, very likely we're going to come down and test the green 55. And in fact, that would be a decent buying opportunity. I did not catch that. It happened in the middle of the night for me. But what you will notice coming back from this low right here is a slew of higher lows in price. Again, looking for the divergences on a higher term time frame like this. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe 5. And on that 5th drive, if we confirm, really this 4-hour anywhere here or higher above, 22.3, then I would be looking for the next little splurt to the upside. And I'd probably be targeting a move all the way up to this guy right here at 29,382. And vice versa, if we do get stopped out here, you can see we are coming right into the 618 where your bull traps like to trap the bulls. And that is, you want to see this candle close above there. And that would probably be an indication we're at least going to come to the top side of the range. This area starts to break at 28,791. That's where I'd be looking for that next target up. So what are we talking about? What's at stake here for the shorter term bounce? Maybe another 3% on Bitcoin if the thing wants to start getting going. Coupled with the last couple of days of macroeconomic data coming out in favor of the bulls, right? Showing, what the Fed is doing is working. Who knows if they're fluffing the numbers? Who knows if they're telling the truth there? What else do I want to bring up to our attention? So that was, if you caught that buy with placing a limit order there, congratulations. That's the 4-hour time frame. Let's check out the 5-day. The 5-day will be closing here today for Bitcoin. Will remain up as long as we're above 26,500, and I will stick with that as being a major pivot on the market. On the daily time frame as well, we talked about this kind of being the line in the stand, the last higher low right here. If we do start to close dailies back below this level, now it's looking at 27,000. Then very, very likely things come down. We talked about the stochastic. Now, today is also going to be critical. We want to see this flip back up as soon as possible, giving us kind of a fake out to the downside. But, if we do close below 28,782, that is going to cause some worry. The other signature that I am looking at that does look a little bit concerning is this guy right here. We did lose the PMARP moving average on the daily time frame, which is a bit of a powerful time frame. Now let's see the last time this happened. Last time this happened, crisis was averted, and we went back. Well, eventually we came down over the last. It probably took 14 days, but we did see one more splurt to the upside, and maybe that is where we get that move up to 29,382. Back on to Bitcoin on the weekly time frame. Now, CMEs is going to close ahead of spot price action, and that is going to give us some indicator of what is to come. What is to come on the Gaussian channel. And again, credit to Crown for pointing this one out. Typically, when you close above that mean band, you are going to get a free ride to the top side of the range, coming in at 32,625. Now, what else is going to happen this month? As you can see, mean band gets closed above, get a free ride on the monthly to the top side of the channel right here. Let's see if we have some prior history of any kind of price action similar to this, where we've come in and essentially tested the mean band and then reapproached the top side. So never in history has it happened, perhaps here, but if we do close above the band here today, coming in at $30,000. No, it's coming in at 29,964. Let's check out the quarterly for CMEs, and I guess we can take out the Gaussian channel now. But very, very likely, if CMEs closes above the mean band, then that probably bleeds on into, it probably bleeds on into spot price action, which will be closing on Sunday. So we got the monthly time frame up here. Look, Bitcoin just being bullish, showing himself strong. Sorry, the 3-month, the quarterly, and you will have that bullish divergence. Just, yeah, I would say probably the 2-drive variety. So we've got a higher low here, higher low here, and a 3-drive variety. So this could give massive implications, really targeting a move to the top side of the range at 57,000 if we close anywhere here or higher. And, you know, TA is not an exact science. It's more of an art form. You know, we have some kind of a crisis in the stock market, then, you know, this could all be averted. But typically, if this was like a 4-hour chart and we see one, so I'll just mark it off here for you. We got this low here. We've got this low here. We've got this low here. And we've got this low here. So 3 higher lows in price on a macro time frame. This is a 3-month time frame. Doesn't mean we can't get a backfill down to that 23, 25,000 and kind of retest the wick or retest the 21 here. But overall, when you see that kind of signature, and now PMARP is ticking up, volatility is declining. Yeah, this is looking bullish from a divergence perspective on the quarterly time frame. So 3 higher lows in price, and sorry, it's just 2 lower lows. So this was not in fact a lower low, but we don't have too much previous price action. So yeah, that 2-drive variety gets you a shot, you know, maybe a little bit higher, up to 34,000, something like that. We're coming into some key critical areas of resistance here. And, you know, where could a back test take us down to? All the way down to the previous wick, and you could still remain bullish. This is a 3-month time frame. It's going to move very slowly. So, but, you know, pretty much a bullish engulfing candle like this. And typically things get going. We are also going into the halving cycle. I think in about 350 days, the next halving happens in 2024. And then you've also got the Fed just melting it up with stimulus. So all points for the bulls. The only thing that is the looming factor overhead is the crisis in the banking system, the crisis in the bond market, and the fact that many analysts are forecasting a recession this year. But who knows? They could launch FedNow coin in July and basically tell everybody, hey, here's our new stimulus plan. It's QE to infinity. the same thing they always do. And that's what Ray Dalio was talking about. What does the Fed always do? What do they always do? They just print more money. And that's even more of a reason to own Bitcoin. So, I am going to leave you off with that bit of information. I hope you guys all have a blessed and highly favored day. And last thing I will say is, again, on the 4-hour time frame for spot price action, if this becomes a bit of a bull trap and we start closing 4 hours back below this last prior wick coming in at 27,525, I think that will have greater implications on the higher term time frames, and things could begin to turn down. The 4-day time frame, so that'll be your first warning sign. Second warning, 6-hour time frame, closing below 27,269. So a 4-hour or a 6-hour closure back below there is going to result in some pain for the market there. And I'm going to leave you guys with that. And hope you guys have a blessed and highly favored day. Take care.